area. Because we're going to go into this and then what SirXpress is talking about, we're going to blow that wide open. Because the adoption sheet or whatever, Jenny, his mom was like, Wayne made me sign some papers, and I don't know if the adoption she got sent in there to do a cover up, because he was, he had a certain social status, and how could he be seen with someone that has mental illness? It's that's just not done. Exactly. Now, my personal theory on this, there's two theories. There's two theories I want to give to you. There's one theory that I hope it is. There's one theory that I hope it is, because it would bring the theme of how how society shapes and perverts the mental health world, and they destroy the mental health world, because it is. To me, the Joker was a lesson of that we have to do better when it comes to mental illness of the ones around us, no matter who they are. The first theory is this: she truly was delusional with the relationship with Wayne. Everything was a delusion. She worked for him, but he was just nice to her, and she was obsessive. And she believed, because of her narcissism, and the delusion, she believed that he can help but love her and want her. And she visualized them being intimate on multiple occasions. Exactly. And she was indeed alone. Exactly. My second theory in what I believe that could have happened, and because the system failed the Joker, Arthur. It failed him. What if the system failed her? Which it has, but what if she had the mental illnesses, of course. Exactly. But Wayne used that, was intimate with her, knowing that if it was ever discovered, he could blame it on her mental illness. Exactly. And knowing the obsession with him. Exactly. She would do anything for him, therefore signing the papers and making it look like it's an adoption. And if she ever said anything, think about it. This is the perfect perpetrator and the perfect victim. She's the perfect victim. Think about it. If somebody thinks someone's crazy, that's the perfect person to be a mistress or to someone to sleep with, because they're going to be like, oh my gosh, yeah, she want to institutionalize this woman. It's crazy. You can't believe anything she says. And then you can act like you're the savior. Oh, bless her heart. Exactly. She's just been going through some things, and I understand mental illness. And because he was running as well. Exactly. That helps any future scandal. Exactly. Because you have your alibi. She's mentally ill. You can't listen to anything she said. Anything she says. You see that she's consistently writing letters. You see that he never wrote back. So you have a paper trail of her being obsessive after the fact. And I'm pretty sure she's been writing those letters for years. And that just influences his case. That is the one that I hope it is so bad, because it goes deeper into how people use mental illness or the mental health system for their own personal gain. There's some people that use that stuff for their own personal gain
instead of helping others.
So that will be a good pivot. And then it shows how it also shows how it was hereditary of going to him with his delusions. because Zazzy was a young lady. I was in the apartment building with him. They first met going up the elevator, and it kind of shook because they're in, they live in poverty. And she did the little shooting signal to her head, like, oh my gosh, like, kill me now. This is too much. And then her little daughter was complaining like she was. And she was just sitting there. And so then all of a sudden they left. And then he did the little shooting sign to his head, because first he was quiet the whole time. He did the kill me now thing and smiled and then just left. Now we go further into it. He's following her to work. He gains an obsession for her, and he's following her to work.
Exactly.
Now this is where my second theory could falter, relating to mom. He's following her to work.
Exactly.
She comes, she sees him at the apartment building later that day and is like, were you following me to work? And she was like, yeah, I had a gun. And then she was like, oh, you can help me, if you can rob the place tomorrow. If you can come rob the place. And he was like, oh yeah, I'm free tomorrow or something. And then she laughed. And then they went on some dates together. She visited the mom while sick in the hospital, right? So all these things, these big scenes, he's having sexual relations with her, kissing her. They're having a good relationship, even though it does seem odd, even though it's some hints there that something's not right, saying that, oh, he's a hero at the newsstand, that the Joker is the hero. And, she doesn't know that he's the Joker. She doesn't know that he's the one that killed those men. But she's praising the guy that is. So the glory is coming to him from that. Now, is that coming down hereditarily through the mom of narcissism of, oh, yes, that was me, or what have you?
Yeah, because that one was very vague in the point of, I'm trying to find the best way to say it. Help me out.
I don't know what you're trying to say. But
it was like right there, those moments where you have something at the tip of your tongue.
Yeah.
And then it just goes away.
Yeah.
I hate that.
But basically, then she goes to but anyway, let me fast forward it, because he walks, this is towards the end of the movie, he walks in
her apartment.
And
just while he's in the apartment, he sits down and just is sitting there. I think he started watching TV or just was sitting there thinking.
He was sitting there thinking,
and
after walking in the rain, because I think he was sad or something like that.
Now, mind you guys, he didn't go in his own apartment and sitting there. No.
He went to Bay's apartment. He
went to his mental Bay's apartment. That's what we're going to call it, his mental Bay. Because she didn't know him. As we found out within 2 minutes later, she walks out and she's like, oh my gosh, who are you? Oh my gosh.
Are you are you Arthur from down the way? And then everybody in theater shook, because we're like, y'all had this full blown relationship. We was involved in a relationship too.
You know what I'm saying? In our minds, we thought
we had a relationship, and then I'm scared for her because she has a little daughter.
Exactly.
And he's just sitting in there,
And then
just sitting in there,
and
just in distraught. Saying, "What you doing?"
And then, as she's talking to him, he turns around. She said, "Are you all right?" And he puts his hand to his head, and then he does the "kill me now" sign. And when I tell you, that part just made everybody at least I know me and my wife we were very heartbroken on that part. Not because they weren't together, even though they did make kind of a cool couple, but it was just a part of he was so hurt that he was starting to give up on life, but then found a renewed life. And so when I say found a renewed life, I mean he decided that he was going to make his mental disability ability to do something better for himself. So then he go ahead and he puts on his nice suit, paints his face up, and becomes Joker. Now, how he got the name, he went up to the comedy club.
And then Murray made fun of him. Because you know how the night live people like Jimmy Kimmel and stuff, they
make fun of certain things.
Or make fun of them. And then he said, they called,
can we get you on the show? And they did ask him, can we get you on the show?
Yeah,
so then, yeah. And then, like, when they asked him, can we get you on the show? After that, he was so happy. He was talking to people about, hey, I'm gonna be on TV tonight. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. And then, when he gets there, he asks them, can you introduce me as Joker? And the other guy, he was like, oh, no, you tripping. Let's just decide to do something else. And then he says, well, no, the only reason I want you to call me Joker is because when I saw you guys, you introduced me as this Joker.
Yeah, when you first, had me on the show. Now the thing is this: he took control of his origin story because it's like, you know what, I'm going this way and that way, this way and that way. And when him saying the Joker, he was like, forget about Arthur Fleck, because I'm getting 22 million stories. People keep on playing with my emotions. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I'm the Joker. From this point on, I'm creating my own foundation for myself.
Exactly.
I'm creating my own characteristics, and I'm creating my own story.
This is me.
Nobody is going to interfere with me making my own story.
Exactly.
Now, going back, piggybacking to Zazzy of being in that apartment room.
He
have a theory, because he left the room. Our theory is that he killed her. The reason why, and we're going to say why we think that, he killed Zazzy. I'm going to say mine first. Or
go
you
ahead.
Say yours first.
No, you go ahead.
My theory on why he killed Zazzy is because that she first of all, anything she said, kill me now, and he thought they had a moment. They thought he had a moment. Or whatever. And all of that ended up not being true. But it was all a delusion, and when he found out it was a delusion, when she was like, what are you doing? Get out of my apartment, this and the other.
You're in the wrong apartment.
He thought they had a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're telling me to get out your apartment? So it was another person that enforced the fact that he didn't exist.
Exactly.
That he didn't matter. And that was it.
Trigger point.
Yes.
Now.
That was it. It was just a trigger point for him. And I feel like the kill me now was, okay, your wish is my command.
Do we have...
And I am getting you out of poverty. And then my other theory with it is, I'm getting you out of poverty. I'm getting you where you don't want to be. And so I'm doing you a favor by killing you. Because that's just how some people are. When
exactly.
Like people would do the whole suicide thing. And
exactly.